Take advantage of the Boxing King Media discount at BYD Sheffield. You can get this amazing car for £269 per month with a £269 deposit. Details in the description.
Ready. There's been some ups and downs, ebbs and flows. There was a time when I thought we'd missed the boat on this fight. As we sit here now, knowing this fight is 100% going to happen, how are you feeling?
I can't believe it. I mean, I couldn't believe it the first time around. And, you know, we got to a stage, the fight was announced.
Eddie,
It was the,
you know I don't like you, right?
I don't know.
So, if you know that one on God's sweet green earth makes you think I'm going to sit here and listen to any of the bollocks you have to say.
To be honest, I mean, you're going to have to.
No.
You are.
We're not. We're going to have some parliamentary procedure here today.
Okay. Well, one thing's for sure, you ain't no prime
And
minister.
we're going to skip past whatever bullshit it was you thought you was going to talk about. We're going to continue on with the press conference. Ade, you may proceed.
So as I was saying, Eddie.
No.
You get your turn.
This is not the Eddie Hearn show.
One thing's for sure, it ain't the Chris Eubank show.
This is not the Eddie Hearn show.
No.
This is Eubank versus Benn. So you can either sabotage this.
You've got your man to your right, he's going to say a few words. Is he
You
allowed to
can either sabotage the event, and I'll just start talking to Ben personally, directly, or you can be quiet and we can move on with the press conference. I don't want to hear anything you have to say.
I mean, you can do whatever you want.
We can be here all day.
I've been addressed.
We can be here all day.
I've been addressed.
I don't want to hear what you have to say. So,
Well, to be honest with you, many people do.
Ade,
I think I'm more popular than you.
if you want to control the situation and move forward, you can.
I'm enjoying this. This is almost like a mini face.
So how would you run the press conference, Chris? Because you're such an unbelievable promoter.
I'm not running it, but I'm just not
So
listening.
what happens now?
We move on.
What, you talk?
I'd love to talk, but if
I'll
not
tell
me,
you what I'll
it's
do.
somebody
I'll tell you
else.
what I'll do. Conor Benn. How are we feeling about smashing this geezer to pieces over? If I tell you that now, I can't wait. I can't wait. I look at you, I look at Nigel. Nigel wants to get in the ring and have a tear up.
You know what? Listen, Chris can say what he wants. The bottom line is, his dad don't even like him. And you're not paying that man enough money to sit in this man's corner. Now that's an accomplishment, Chris. That's an accomplishment. Well done. The most unlikable geezer on the planet. Even your own dad don't like him. Shit, man. Drop the mic.
Chris, okay, there was an order, but let's scrap the order. Let's go straight to you, Chris. You are the champion. We maybe should have started with you first. How are you feeling, Chris, 2.5 years after this was supposed to happen? There's been some ups and downs, but here we are. Like I said to Eddie, we're here. The fight will happen April 26th. What are your emotions right now?
The bad guy is back again. He still never cheats. He still never lies. He still never cuts any corners. Yet he is still the bad guy. Isn't it incredible? The unique and peculiar situation we find ourselves in here today is that for the first time in boxing history, in a mega fight, there are two bad guys. Fun fact, I've been booed into every British fight I've had since 2014. Just let that sink in for a second.
No one cares, Chris.
That's 11 years. 11 years of being the bad guy. I'm a veteran at this stage. A supervillain, if you will. I remember the first time I got booed into an arena was against a fighter called Billy Joe Saunders. Yay! Another scumbag in the boxing industry. And it's a cold, dark moment in your life when you realize you're in an environment where thousands and thousands and thousands of people want to see you get hurt and lose. Even recently, walking into Wembley Stadium, AJ versus Dubois. I walk in, the cameras are on me, my face goes up on the screen, 80,000 people boo me into that arena. And that is after a career best performance against Liam Smith, where I beat him in a rematch Um, I say all that to say that on April 26th, I'm probably going to be walking into the same environment. But it's okay, because I'm not going to be alone. Like I said, there's two bad guys in this fight. And you know, there's one in me who has accepted his fate. I gave up on my dreams of being the hero a long, long, long time ago. The other still wants and believes and dreams and prays
Chris, speak on behalf of yourself.
of being
You speak on behalf of
the
yourself.
good guy, of
Speak
being,
on behalf.
being the golden boy. That's what I believe.
No. Speak on behalf of yourself.
I know, I'm just saying what I believe your mindset is.
This whole time, this whole 10 minutes you've been talking, it's been
It's
rubbish.
okay.
And no one's even like, what do you want, a violin?
The sickening thing about this situation is, Connor, you had it.
I have it. You don't have it.
You had it.
No, I have it.
You had
Your
it.
career's done.
You
You're
had-
fighting welterweight at the end.
You had-
That sums up your
You
career.
had the whole public behind you. Everyone wanted you to win. Everyone wanted you to be the next big thing in boxing. I never had that.
No one cares.
You know what I'd have given to be in that situation that you were in?
But still nobody cares.
You had it.
But nobody cares still, Chris. It's still going on.
Pissed it all away. You literally pissed it all away. Now, you're here, we're at this press conference, we're gonna fight, and you're gonna try and use me to get back into the public's good graces. It's just not gonna happen for you, kid. Sorry to break it to you.
Connor? To you, Connor.
Thank you, man.
You're the guy jumping up and waiting. You've chased Chris for this fight. Again, the same question to Chris I'm going to ask to you. 2.5 years later, you've been through a lot, right? Here you are now. What's the feelings and emotions knowing that this fight is on April 26th?
Yeah, I think all the talking's been done. You know, obviously, what I've been through is very public, obviously. But excited to just get in April 26th and end this man's career.
You said, me and you have spoken a few times, and you've always said openly, privately, that you feel like you can get this job done within 6 rounds. You expect to get it done within 6 rounds. I think we all know how tough this man is. Why are you so confident that you can knock Chris Eubank Jr. out that quick?
Do you know what? I just can't take him seriously, that's all. Just look at his career. Every time he steps up, he's fouled. Every time. Yeah, you face better oppositions, well done you, but this is the end of your career. This is the end. This is it for you.
Wow.
I'm 28. Do you know what I mean? You choose to fight a welterweight over Shiraz.
What was your
Over
last fight?
Janibek. Over Adamus. Over anybody with a world title. You choose to fight a welterweight. Your career's done.
You're not a welterweight.
You've achieved your career.
Fought a light middleweight in your last
I
fight.
fought like middleweight to prepare for you. That's
you're
all.
not-
That's all. I'm a welterweight.
No, you're not.
I'm a welterweight.
You'll be a
And you are going to
after
get
this
beat. You
fight.
are going to get rendered unconscious by a welterweight. Rendered up. Yeah, exactly. Like Liam Smith. But that brings back horrors. Exactly like that. Exactly the way he jumped up to 160. And he done exactly that. And you dancing all funny. That's exactly what's going to happen on April 26th. Except by a welterweight whose name happens to be Benn. And do you know what? You can retire off to the sunset with your pension fund. But this is you done.
Ooh, shivers. I love that.
Chris, I was watching back the old presser, and it feels old now, 2.5 years ago. One thing that stood out was that you said this will be a walk in the park. You expected it to be easy work then. What about now? 2.5 years later now, what do you expect? Still the same walk in the park, still easy work, or do you expect it to be a tougher challenge now?
You know, you go online, I go online and I see that there is a split. You know, I either see people saying, Conor Benn's gonna knock Eubank out early because he's too young, he's too strong, he's too ferocious, he's too hungry, he's too angry. Or Eubank wins on points because he's too big. Those are the two, and this is not just the public actually, this is respected members of the boxing community, trainers, fighters. Apparently the only way I can win this fight is just because of my size. You know, where's the fucking respect? You know, I've had 34 fights, 25 KOs, and I can only beat this guy because I'm a bit bigger than him?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
I'm gonna beat him because I'm a better fighter
But you're not.
in every single
But you're
part.
not. If you look at your
Look at
career, your
Mark,
career's done.
I don't know, but he cannot beat me, that's for sure.
Based on what? Billy Joe, George Groves, Liam Smith. I'm undefeated here. You've tasted defeat. You've been rendered unconscious before. You was eating the canvas, literally.
Rendered unconscious, I used to fight
Was
with
you?
feet.
Well, your corner saved you. Otherwise, you definitely would have been eating the
Rendered
canvas.
unconscious is far from what I was.
You what? Sorry.
You
Well, I didn't hear what you said.
when you're up on your feet,
I'm
demanding that the fight continues, I'm content with a loss like that, and I avenged it. Still got booed the next time I went out into an arena.
Because Liam Smith was 20%. And you still look shit.
Well,
You was 20% and you still look shit. He threw maybe 2 punches around. Please explain to me how you want to give yourself credit. Are you really happy about that?
why are we talking about?
No, I'm just saying, you just said you was out your feet and you revenged the loss and you're really happy about it. Are you actually happy about it?
It was a great performance.
Okay.
Let's talk about more pressing matters. Let's talk about something a bit more.
Come, let's go, I'm ready for it.
Like I said, we're both bad guys. Do you accept that? You know that you're down here in the dumps with me now? You are a villain?
Chris, I could not care less. I definitely ain't going to get my violin about and sit talking in a press conference in front of people
no
for
violin.
20 minutes.
Conor, Chris, I would normally not interrupt you, but I do have an important phone call. I think both of us in the audience would want to hear from this person as well. You can speak now, you're on. This is His Excellency Turkey Al-Sheikh on the phone, wanting to speak to everyone.
Are you in London for the conference in 27?
We will be there. I will be there.
What was I think when I do this fight? I don't know. The wait for reason. Let's see. And usually, I hope that Eddie can do something. Usually Eddie can usually lose. And Bisharum, I don't hear your voice. I only hear Eddie. Why? What is the reason?
That's normal, Your Excellency.
I hope the Ben CONOR can have a chance to revenge for the family. See you in 27. I think this is the biggest fight in England will be. And there is big surprise. We will do big concert inside the stadium. We'll announce it then. Please, Eddie, try to do something this time. Thank you.
Thank you, His Excellency. Thank you very much. Normally I wouldn't interrupt you guys, but obviously very, very important. Ben, you'll get your time to talk as well. I know Ben's itching to say something. Eddie, you're itching to say something as well. Conor, it's been a long time since we've seen you in the ring, February last year. By the time the fight rolls around, you're talking nearly 15 months out of the ring. You're moving up in weight as well. You can see where the challenges start to build up. No hesitation about going to 160, 15 months out of the ring?
No concern, really. He's another man in my way that I've got to beat. I don't really look at him and go, oh, you're a big geezer. It's not really a concern to me. Ultimately, he's just an opponent in my way that I've got to beat. Once I knock him out, I'll move back down to 147 and win the world title.
One thing I do want to address, and let's address it in public now, is the rehydration clause. Where are we on this? I don't know who to address here, but I'm going to Ben or Eddie. Where are we on this rehydration cap? Ben?
Look, it wasn't something that we expected. It wasn't something that was agreed. I think the first fight, the weight limits, the rehydration, it got a lot of controversy in it, and it wasn't right. This was something that was added in last minute. It's something that we'll deal with. Chris is a professional and he'll make it the way he should, but it's not something you typically see in boxing, not at this limit, not on the day. And it's just another thing that puts a bit of a downer on the event, when at the end of the day, this is an unbelievable event for British boxing, and it wasn't agreed until 24 hours before a contract was signed.
Okay. And you got Eddie, any response to that?
No, I think
Eddie doesn't get a response. I've been very clear that Eddie is not.
One thing I'll tell you, because you better get some better people working for you, son.
It's okay.
Because I tell you something now, what you said was very spot on, Ben. It was agreed in the contract.
What was agreed was that the fight would happen and that Conor Benn could beat Chris Eubank Jr. at any weight. That was what was agreed.
No.
And then all of a sudden we get demands from Conor and his team that
You do know the first fight was £7 rehydration.
The original fight was
I'm
157.
not worried about the original fight. You guys spoke
Hold on a minute.
about a
Then you
rehydration.
like part of the £8, stop talking rubbish, Chris, because that's all you've done all evening, is talk rubbish. You said your team come to my team, and in fact said about the rehydration course, £8 to £9, that's what you put on after weighing, that's what you suggested, and we agreed. So to stop covering your ass when you get knocked out. Stop covering your ass when you get knocked out.
We know what
That's who said that.
We know what we signed.
Let
We
me
know
guys
what you
just show you how, from my perspective, how it went down.
It don't, honestly.
Eddie,
Your man said when the
stop
contract.
interrupting me, Eddie. Let me cook.
No, because
Let me
you got a
cook.
plum. Right, a plum. And you signed the contract.
I did sign the contract, and I'm going to explain
You
why.
know why you signed the contract?
I'm going to explain why. I like a challenge, okay? When Eddie and Conor started demanding there was a rehydration course for this fight, guess what I said? Show me the money. Show me the money. That's what I said.
You know why?
If you're going to have that advantage
You're
over
shit at
me,
poker, that's why you need the money.
if you're going to have that advantage over me,
You're shit at poker, that's why
then
you
you've
need
got
the
to
money.
have, then you've
That's
got
why
to
you
pay top
need
dollar.
this fight.
You've got to pay. I'm not going to give you that advantage for free.
Anyway, Addy.
And that's exactly what they've done.
And that's why.
Apparently he got all the money, he signed the contract.
That's right. They paid me
Congratulations. We'll see you Saturday morning for
to
the
do
weigh.
the rehydration
We'll
course.
see you there Saturday morning for the
As
weigh.
much as Eddie doesn't want to admit that, for that to be public knowledge, that's what's happening.
What's public knowledge?
I'm being paid to restrict my weight.
No, you're on a weight penalty if you miss it.
No. I'm
Oh yeah.
physically being paid.
Oh yeah.
Do you
got
really
spun
think
you got
I would
spun
ever do
around in
this
these
if there wasn't
negotiations?
some type of incentive?
See that geezer on your right, who I quite like now? He got spun around like a little kid on a playground on a roundabout. And every time he went round, I went, hello Ben, hello Ben, hello Ben, like that. And he done a good job, he got you a good deal. But he knows what he signed. You know what you signed.
Chris was paid to do this.
I don't care what
Chris was paid to do
Absolutely.
this.
Good.
And
Good.
Bottom line.
paid to
Good.
restrict
Listen,
it.
we were over the moon, we got 60-40 split in our favour. Next
Oh,
week.
BA.
Now, just a little
Contract
more,
bit.
just a little bit.
And also, one thing I want to say is this.
Stop interrupting me.
No, I've got
This is
something
not-
else
This
to
is not
say.
the Eddie Hearn show.
Are you going to make
I
the
told you I don't
weight?
want to hear you.
Are you going to make the weight?
I told you I don't want to hear you. That's not going to
Are you going to make the weight?
Now, this rehydration situation, I've never done it before. Usually, I put on around 14 pounds after a weigh-in.
How long?
So I have two ways of approaching this now. I can either
You need to manage
restrict what I eat and drink so that I make the weight the next day, or I eat and drink as much as I want, rehydrate as much as I want, as I usually do, and then on the fight day, I'll jump in a sauna or a steam room for 40 minutes, get the 4 pounds off.
Covering your ass for when you get knocked out.
And then
That's all I'm hearing.
I'll hit that number that they want me to hit. I don't know which one I'm gonna do. It's a gut thing, on the day I will decide. But the fact of the matter is, it's actually irrelevant. Whether there's weight clauses, restrictions, it doesn't change the outcome of the fight. One thing that you all need to know that Eddie's tried to push hard over the last few weeks is that the IBF enforced a 10-pound restriction anyway at middleweight, so that's why this is safe. The truth is, that's a lie. The IBF...
They moved it to 12 recently.
Exactly, which is what he did not tell you, is that it's a 12-pound weight limit. So, just another example of Eddie lying to his team, to the public, to try and make himself look good.
Not at all.
Situation.
All down to negotiation, and as I said...
Why is it now that only people are only hearing you say it's 12 pounds?
Because that's the IBF rule.
Oh, no, because you chat shit Chris, you're trying to pull the ball over people's
You
eyes.
said in the first fight,
I'm going to expose
only
you.
hydrate 5 or 6
Why are
pounds.
you
Now it's
talking about the
14 now.
£5? Why are you talking about the
Now
last
it's
fight?
14 now.
Nobody cares about the last fight. We're talking about now.
Is it going to make a
The
difference?
IBF
Chris, is it
enforced a
going to make
£10 limit.
Chris, just go
And
in the open now. Is it going
Not,
to make
not, £12, not
Is it
10.
going to make a difference in this fight?
Why are you talking to me? Connor,
Let me ask you that
because
question.
the promoter is taking more on his table
Sorry,
than you.
Eddie.
But he is enough.
Is this Eubank HEARN or Eubank Benn?
Quite excuses.
This is pretty wild, actually, Connor. You're letting this guy chat for you. It's embarrassing. Say something.
I'm just answering your
I don't want to talk to you anymore.
I want to talk to you.
You're so unimportant to me, it's not even funny.
Ditto.
Chris, let me ask the question then. Will the rehydration clause make a difference?
Will it make a difference? I'm not going to lose the fight, if that's what you mean. Will I be affected? Of course I will. I'm being restricted from how much I can eat and drink. So there will be a slight disadvantage. But I'm being paid, so I will accept that challenge. It's very simple.
I want to bring in someone that knows all about the Benn Eubank rivalry more than anyone on this top table.